Chef Billy Parisi here with Heinen's, and for all my bakers out there, I'm going to show you how to make a delicious, simple, homemade pie crust. Ask yourself, what's the best part of any pie? Yeah, the filling's good, but the pie crust, it's what makes the pie so simple to make. What we're going to do is start off by adding 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour to a food processor. Next, we're going to add in a ½ teaspoon of salt. Now, if this is a sweet pie, we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of sugar. If it's a savory pie, we're going to skip that part. Next, we're going to add in 1 stick of cold unsalted butter. And then on the pulse function, we are going to pulse it several times until the butter is small and incorporated and broken up into the flour. Now, if you don't have a food processor, you have some options. You can use a fork or even a pastry knife to help break down the butter and incorporate it into the flour. And now to take a look, you can see at this point that it's still not coming together quite like a dough yet. What we're going to do is add back on that top and then pulse it while pouring in about 2 to 3 ounces of cold water. I always know when it's finished. If I squeeze the dough and it holds shape, we are good to go. Absolutely perfect. What we're going to do at this stage is transfer it over to a butcher block or cutting board that's been lightly dusted with flour. Then we're going to form it into a disc-like shape. Now, put it in some plastic wrap or put it on a plate and cover it. Put it in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes. What we want to do is let that butter chill because we still have a couple more things to do, but this only takes about 10 minutes. After that stage, take it out. We're going to remove the dough from that plastic wrap. Then we're going to generously flour it on both sides. Now, using a rolling pin, we are going to roll this out completely until it's about 16 inches in diameter. This looks perfect. It's about 1/4 inch thick. Excellent. A great way to transport this is putting your rolling pin on one side and then rolling the dough up with the pin just like this. Then just roll it over the pie pan, and then what I like to do, I don't cut off any excess dough at all. I fold it underneath just until the lip of that pie pan is reached. Excellent. Then you have some options here. You can press down the outside with a fork, give it that look, or what we're gonna do is use both hands. We're gonna pinch it, pushing in, and using the other hand, pushing forward to form these beautiful little waves all around the pie crust. It's beautiful. This is the one that I probably use most often, and then boom, you got a perfect homemade pie crust. But say you wanted to get a little extra fancy and wanted it to look absolutely beautiful. So what about a lattice that goes over top of your pie? Roll out your dough just like before, about 1/4 inch thick. Then what we need is about 10 1-inch thick pieces. So using a knife or a pizza cutter, just roll straight through until you have 10 equal sized pieces. We're also gonna trim off the bottoms just to make it look real nice. Okay, so here's what you would do. Say you have your pie and your pie filling. You would lay 5 of these strips about 1/2 inch apart from each other right over the top. Next, take the second strip from the left, pull it down most of the way. Then the same thing on the right, the second strip from the right, pull that down most of the way. Then we're gonna place another piece of that long strip dough right there. Perfect. All right, fold those 2 strips over that piece. Now, the other 3 that we didn't fold back, we are gonna pull those back. Put a piece of dough, again, about 1/2 inch from that other one, right over top the 2. Then put the 3 forward. We repeat the process until you've got a beautiful lattice. It's way simpler than you may have thought. I'm telling you, it looks beautiful. And then at the end, you just push that extra dough right into the outside crust. Boom, you've got a bigger, thicker crust. What's more delicious than that? I'm telling you what, once you start making homemade pie crusts, you'll never go back. They are that simple. All right, now I can't wait to see what kind of pies you make. I've got to make one right now. See you next time.